Yo guys, last weekend I saw Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. So let's talk about it. Before we begin, I'm gonna let you guys know that there are no spoilers in this review. And I would also like to ask you to like this video and to subscribe to my channel. And with that said, let's talk about the movie itself. And yes, Tom Cruise did it again. This was my most anticipated movie of the year, and it completely lived up to my expectations. It did not disappoint at all. Tom Cruise once again is in fantastic shape in this movie, and he gives again a fantastic performance, and the action is just as good as you expect it to be. So much is done practically, and there are so many fantastic stunts in this movie. The motor jump, which of course is shown in so much promotional material. Yeah, it's just an amazing stunt. And that is how action movies are supposed to be. Luckily, Tom Cruise is still holding the action genre together in the way it's supposed to be for really the last 10 years. In some ways, Mission Impossible has even surpassed James Bond in the way that this franchise is now, I think, the peak of action cinema, much like Bond was in the 60s. And it was very fun to see the team back again together. Ving Rhames and Simon Pegg are always a delight to see on screen. And the new characters in this movie were very great additions too. Hayley Atwell was fantastic in this movie as Grace. And I really like the villain of this movie, having, I believe, a personal connection to Ethan in relation to his past. What exactly that isn't made clear, but I think we'll discover that in Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 2. And I really like the plot with the entity, kind of AI system, which was portrayed honestly pretty scary and still pretty realistic, I believe. And there were some scenes that got quite emotional, that really got me off guard. And there were some nice callbacks to the previous movies, like to the first one, in both the camera work, with the camera angles that kind of reminded me of the first one. And it was great to see Kittredge return to this franchise. And the train climax also kind of reminded me of the first movie. But in the first movie, the train climax was mostly done with green screen and CGI, which holds up pretty well even after all these years. But this was mostly done practical, so it was even better than the already amazing train climax from the first movie. And yeah, honestly, I don't have any negatives for this movie I can think of right now. So yeah, it's a pretty short review, but there's really not much to say other than that this is another amazing movie in an already amazing movie franchise. While the first movie has always been my favorite up till this point, I think that I might honestly say that Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 is my favorite Mission Impossible movie so far. So in the end, I'm gonna give this movie a 9.5 overall and a 9.5 on the entertainment scale. And this is an absolute must watch. So this is my take on Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. Comment down below what you thought about this movie, and are you excited for the next movie? I'm obviously very excited, and it's already coming out next year, so luckily we don't have to wait long. I want to thank you for watching, and as always, I will return.